Hey all, welcome back to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. My name is Kurt. Today we're going to dive into a topic that is absolutely and positively one of my favorites. Babe, what are we doing today?
Stinky whiskey.
And that's what she calls it, stinky whiskey. Today we're going to be showing you my 5 favorite peated Scotch whiskeys that I have down here in the bar. And as always, I'd like for you to let me know in the comments which bottles or which choices that you would have made if it's different from mine. Of course, I can only give you what I have here in the bar, and I can't collect everything. Let's face it, I can't. So, but I would absolutely.
Well, you could, yeah. And we're getting there too.
Yep, she's chiming in even more. You open the door and there she goes right in. But anyways, I'd really like to get some of your recommendations. You guys are just amazing when it comes to recommendations, and I like to learn from that as well. So anyways, during our discussion and as I'm showing you the bottles, I'm also going to let you know what the ppm levels are in each of these bottles. ppm level is phenolic parts per million, or in general terms, the peat level, peat parts per million. So we'll get into that, we'll discuss it, I'll show you what I got. I'm excited about it. I've been asking Trent to do this for how long? About 2 months, right? He's the boss. He says, we'll put it off. Not today. We're going to get it done. My very first bottle that I want to show you. Talisker 10-year. Talisker 10-year cost me about $55. Comes in at 90.6 proof and levels out at 22 parts per million for the peat level. On the shores of the Isle of Skye, where rugged coastlines meet the raging sea, you will find Talisker. Talisker single malt has been made by the sea since 1830. The 10-year is matured primarily in ex-bourbon casks and is the stalwart of the Talisker family. All right, I wanted to highlight this particular bottle especially because of the cost. $55, around that. You can't beat that for a quality peated Scotch whiskey. It comes in with some bacon flavors, and believe it or not, when you get that hit of bacon right up front, it also levels out into some kind of like a beautiful pear note, and then it finishes off with a nice peppery finish. Excellent bottle, especially for the price. All right, next in line, Port Charlotte 10-year. Port Charlotte 10-year cost me about $65, comes in at 100 proof, and it levels out at 40 parts per million peat level. Port Charlotte 10-year is a permanent addition to Bruichladdich portfolio and is non-chill filtered. This 10-year-old bottling matures in a variety of casks. 65% first fill American whiskey, 10% second fill American whiskey, and 25% in second fill French wine casks. Now here's another bottle here that's relatively reasonable for a single malt Scotch, and it's really beautifully balanced. The peat is present. It's definitely present because you're sitting at a 40 parts per million, but you hit that peat up front, and then you get like a real gentle sweetness that comes in there, and then it levels off at the end with like a little bit of a citrus, like maybe even a lemon or an orange peel or something like that. And you get a little bit of vanilla in there too. Really nice, beautiful flavors in this 10-year Bruichladdich offering. Fantastic. Next, Laphroaig Lore. This bottle cost me about $125 and comes in at 96 proof and is a whopping 86 part per million peat level. Created using techniques that have been passed down for generations, the master distiller selects spirits from 5 different cask types, including ex-bourbon, 19th century style quarter casks, and large Oloroso sherry butts. Aged anywhere from 7 to 21 years, each spirit brings its own element and lore to the blend. I had to put this one in here. I've got several Laphroaig bottles over there, but this lore is rich and meaty. You know, 86 part per million. You definitely get that medicinal note that Laphroaig is absolutely famous for. But boy, that campfire smoke comes in there. It's just meaty and dense, and then it hits you with like a salty richness, and then it actually has like a really beautiful chocolate note at the end. Wow, this will knock you off your seat. It's fantastic, a bit pricey, I get it, so I don't pour it all the time, but boy oh boy, I love this bottle. Fantastic. Next on the line, I couldn't leave it out. Lagavulin 16 year. Lagavulin 16 year will run you about 110 bucks, and it is 86 proof, and it has a 35 parts per million peat level. Revered by connoisseurs and experts, Lagavulin is known as the King of Islay. It is an essential Scotch whiskey that any enthusiast must have in their collection. Aged for at least 16 years in oak casks, this single malt delivers on all levels. I mean, what can I say about the Lagavulin 16? It's an iconic peated Scotch whiskey. It's extremely lavish. It has a very dry, really nice dry peat smoke, and it has some beautiful sweetness in there as well. And on the back end, it has just a little hint of a beautiful tobacco note. A wonderful, wonderful peated Scotch whiskey. Beautiful. Hey, I can't lie to you. I saved my absolute favorite for the last one. My absolute favorite. Artbeg Ugadoll. Artbeg Ugadoll will cost you about 85 bucks. Comes in at 108.4 proof. Peat level is 50 parts per million. This bottle first launched in 2003. Artbeg Ugadoll is a marriage of some young and some very old Oloroso aged single malt, along with Artbeg aged in ex-bourbon barrels. The name Ugadoll means a dark and mysterious place. I mean, I've got a lot, Trenton knows, I got a lot of Artbeg back there. It's one of my favorite. I had a real hard time keeping the Quarry of Wrekin out of it as well, but I didn't want to duplicate Artbeg in the show. Another fantastic bottle, but this one, to me, stands head and shoulders above the rest of the collection that I have. It is so complex, so meaty. It's full flavored. It's rich. It's balanced with the sweet and the spicy. You get some glazed smoked meats. Does that sound great, honey?
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't.
She doesn't like this stuff, but you can tell I love this stuff. Got some glazed smoked meats, and then that sherry influence comes in with some nice like raisins or prunes or figs and something along that line, and then it balances out at the very end with like a little bit of a coffee note to it. I mean, come on, that's what I have here in the glass. We'll finish off the show with a little sip of the Artbeg Ugadoll, honey. Would you like a little bit of it?
I'm gonna pass, but thank you for
Oh, Trenton, you want some of this stuff?
No.
No, that's just, I get these all to myself. I'm a loner down here with these peated Scotch. That is fantastic. Hey, that's all I got for you today. I really hope I gave you some good examples of peated Scotch whiskey, some choices that you might be able to try. It's not for everybody, let's face it. It's not for anybody down here other than me. Not too many people that come down to the bar enjoy it, but there are some. My brother likes it. I love the stuff. Give it a try. Might take a little bit to grow on you, but give it a try. It's good stuff. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time, right down here with me in a good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.